So for our identity control plane, which is auth0, we need to implement 3 additional routes. One of them is a login route, the other is a auth2 callback URL, and the other is a logout route. And for our payment gateway, which is Gumroad, we need to implement a subscribe endpoint, and we'll serve our content under several other routes as well. For example, any file under about, concepts, and warm-up paths will be publicly and freely available, and anything under this /pro context will be premium content that will require a subscription. So we'll get back to them later, but for now let's implement a session store first, since the rest of our application will require the existence of a session store, I guess. We'll serialize our user profiles in our sessions, and the user profiles are JWT claims, and JWT claims are essentially mappings of strings to objects. So to properly register them and to properly use them with our session store, we need to register them to GOB first, like this. Otherwise, our session plugin will not know how to serialize or deserialize this custom user profile objects, and it will panic. So in production, we are going to use MongoDB Atlas as our session store. And for our local testing, I'm going to use a local default Mongo server installation. And we'll need a connection string to connect to it. And we'll pass it through an environment variable again. Then we dial into this Mongo URL. And if there is an error, we bail out. And if not, we declare that we will be using this sessions collection of this FizzDB on our MongoDB connection. And let me also import github.com global sign MGO to make my IDE happy. Finally, to create a Mongo store, we pass these values to Mongo new store, where this number is around 1 month in seconds. And this FizzWeb session secret is a 32-byte secure random string. And this true means that our database will ensure TTL, which means that if the session expires, the database will auto-remove the session objects from itself to preserve space. And that's all that we need to initialize a MongoDB-backed session store to use in our application, I guess. And for the router to use the session, we call router.use by creating a sessions.sessions with the name auth session and using this store instance as well.